Well, it has been 2 decades since the Starr report was released, leading to the impeachment of President Clinton.
Now Ken Starr is speaking out with his perspective on the investigation and the Clintons in a new memoir full of explosive new information, including that he considered perjury charges against then First Lady Hillary Clinton.
We haven't heard about that. Let's talk to the man himself. Ken Starr, former independent counsel and author of the brand new book, Contempt, a memoir of the Clinton investigation. Ken, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So you considered charges of perjury against Hillary Clinton. Why not?
I'll always remember that day because we all sat in a room. We had a draft indictment. We had a very elaborate prosecution memo. In the trade, we call it a pros memo, which laid out all the facts, the charges. We simply did not have sufficient evidence to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, when you interviewed Mrs. Clinton, when she was interviewed, didn't you get some answers then?
We got primarily, not that I recall, I don't remember, and we got it much more frequently than one would reasonably expect.
So do you regret not moving forward? Do you think now?
No. We did the right thing, Ed. We really did. We made a judgment. We were around the table, very experienced prosecutors saying, do we have the evidence to prove it? And that's a great protection of the country. You know, charges should not be lightly brought. If you cannot prove the charge, you shouldn't bring it.
You were like the Robert Mueller of the day. When I was reading your book, something that shocked me was Monica's reaction when she realized, Monica Lewinsky, when she realized she was set up by Linda Tripp. They were supposed to go to lunch together, right? And then what happened?
Well, first of all, as I describe in the book, Monica was encouraging Linda Tripp to file a perjurious affidavit, an affidavit filled with lies, just as she had done. And so we record what's happening real time. It's clear that she is, in fact, involved in a criminal effort to encourage others to lie. So then she is invited to a room at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. There were 2 adjoining rooms, and we gave her the opportunity to get an immunity deal right on the spot. She was pretty angry about it. She was especially angry at Linda Tripp. Expressed that anger in very colorful terms.
She was screaming and kind of losing it, going crazy.
She had a rant, but don't underestimate Monica. She's extremely smart, and she's very, very clever, and she kept a group of prosecutors and FBI agents just sort of standing by much of the day. Her mother arrives from New York. It was really a very dramatic day, and I try to give a sense of that drama in the book.
What about Brett Kavanaugh? Because he may be confirmed soon to the high court. And then you saw what happened at those hearings. It got pretty contentious. You had all these protesters, pretty uncivil. But also there's been this charge in recent days that somehow when he worked for you as independent counsel, he was a hatchet man. He was leaking negative information to the media. You say...
Partisan attacks, untrue, person of total integrity. Did he deal with the press? On authorization, yes. Did he leak grand jury information? We were totally exonerated of any charge that we had somehow stepped across the line. Prosecutors talk to people, and in fact, one of the things that people I don't think appreciate is the press brings very helpful information to prosecutors.
And you have great respect for Judge Kavanaugh, don't you?
Oh, absolutely, Ainsley. He is just A+. He's a person of great character. Coach K is just terrific.
And you have great regard for Robert Mueller as well. However, some of the partisan Democrats on his team you worry about.
I do. We tried, as I describe in the book, when the assault came that you're just a partisan Republican, I said, what do we do about this? So I recruited a very well-known lawyer, great lawyer, former prosecutor, but a registered Democrat who had supported Bill Clinton to be the deputy in our Washington office.
For balance.
Exactly, for balance, because of the appearance in response to the White House charge that this had become partisan. And then, I guess most famously, I recruited the then legendary, iconic Sam Dash of Watergate fame, who headed the Democratic effort to impeach Richard Nixon.
Do you see balance on the Mueller team?
I don't.
Is that bad?
Yes, it is bad. Given the nature of the investigation of the president, you want to take that appearance into account. Now, that having been said, I do have great respect for Bob Mueller.
How is that going to end up? What's going to happen?
I don't know. Your guess is probably better than mine. But I tell you, I was encouraged by this. The 2 indictments of the Russian organizations and individuals, right? The 11 individuals, the organization. And I've read the indictments very carefully. Not one suggestion of collusion with the Trump campaign.
And George Papadopoulos got 14 days after all the hype.
I think we're going to hear more about George Papadopoulos. I'm following that with great interest, and so we'll see. He's kind of suggested that there may have been collusion, but it was not with the government of the United States,
Right.
but with the Brits.
Right. And Judge, do you have confidence in the Inspector General at the Department of Justice that he is going to root out all these bad actors?
Total. I do. Michael Horowitz is a person of great integrity. He's
looking at Strzok. He's looking at Page. He's looking at all these names in the news.
Stay tuned. But there are checks and balances in place. It's one of the things that, as I describe in the book, we didn't have with the Independent Counsel statute. We're actually in a better place.
Judge Starr, good luck with the book.
Thanks, Ed.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Ainsley.
Congratulations.
Brand new. It's called Contempt. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.